Yo, what's happening, YouTubers? I just got around to editing my collection tour. This was something I actually recorded a month or so back. So if you hear anything like in reference to stuff weeks out, is because this was recorded early December, I think, late November. But like I mentioned before, I am in the process of moving. So once I get settled into my new place, hopefully I'll be able to do an updated collection tour then. But in the meantime, let's take a look at my collection tour now. All right, so the first shelf we're gonna take a look at is one that hasn't really changed that much. It's my villains display for the Marvel Legends line, and not much has changed. I re-picked up that Loki when I found him at Ross for like $6. And I think the only additions right now are these big guys right here, the Blob and the Destroyer. Oh, and also the Skrulls, the 2-pack when it was on sale at Target. And then I put one of the heads from the, I think it was the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure Wave head, and I put that on the Ultimates cap just because I think it works with the aesthetics of this. But yeah, not much has changed with my villain display. It's always been a consistent one, and it is definitely one of my favorites. And then moving on down, this is like kind of a random assortment of figures, and I guess my rationale is it kind of like has the same aesthetic that they can all kind of go together. We have the Flashpoint Wonder Woman that I've kit bashed with the Todd McFarlane design Wonder Woman. I have the Duke Thomas Dark Knight Smell in the back, and King Kordax. Again, just one of those like random concoction of figures that I feel like the aesthetics just blend well. And these Batman figures have easily been some of my favorites this year, and some of my favorites from the line, especially that fighting the Frozen Batman in the back. Now moving right below is the army build that I've kind of made for this Flashpoint Wonder Woman when they were on sale at Target. Kind of have like the Themyscira guards, and I have the Endless Winter Wonder Woman head sculpt on there, which I think goes well. Now moving to the other side of this cube display, and as you can see, it looks like Harley Quinn already fell. It's my Batman the Animated Series display. Now a lot of these are reissues from McFarlane Toys, except for this Red Hood. That was right before McFarlane took over the DC Direct line, but I'm looking to not rebuy because I never had them to begin with, but I'm looking to complete this collection just because the animated series has been one of my favorite series growing up and still hits that nostalgia feel. So any figures are coming out for this, I'm definitely all in for it, despite how bad the cell shading looks, like that one right there. It's just funny that Harley Quinn's just like laid out in the back. And on the shelf below, we have the Guardians of the Multiverse from the What If series. And then you have the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure back there. This is one of my few MCU displays since I've kind of downsized my MCU collection. I think all we're missing now is Thor and Black Widow. But so far, I do like the aesthetics of this, just a whole team all together. And I forgot to mention on the side of this sectional cube are my two Sentinels just chilling here. This is, of course, the X-Men 97 Titan Hero series version, which I'm glad they finally went through and made, because for the longest time, people in the Facebook groups and stuff have said, why haven't they made a Sentinel version of these? And it's cool to see that because it's easy to army build. And this Sentinel, it was the knockoff version of the Toy Biz one that somebody sent me. It was Hooded Toy Collector, shout out to you. Sent me to review a couple years ago, which was pretty awesome to see. But yeah, just the two Sentinels chilling on the side here. All right, moving to the shelf right over. As I mentioned, I did downsize my MCU collection. It used to be the entire Infinity Saga. I essentially downsized it to just the OG6 now and a couple of other variations. So we have the OG6 Avengers right here. And we have Nick Fury in the back from the, what the heck was that? The Hydra Stomper wave that I got on sale, just to have him there with the Phase 1 crew. And then in the back, you see my selfie series. Shout outs to the selfie series, because I think they're no longer doing those anymore. So I'm glad I was able to get one, even though it really doesn't look like me. And then we have quite possibly the best Spider-Man ever. That's right, Andrew Garfield and Stan the Man right there. And if you're wondering why I have these two versions back here, that's still my favorite live action version of Thor, was the Infinity War version. And Thanos, of course, just have to have him in the display just because he changed the game in the MCU. And then moving right over to the other side of the shelf, we have the animated series Spider-Man, the Retro Carter version, which I'm glad I waited because these were going up there in price. Thankfully, Walmart, I guess, had more inventory in the summertime. I was able to pick one up at retail. And then over to the left of him, or the right, I guess on his side, you have the Old Man Logan Hasbro PulseCon exclusive, which is easily still one of my favorite ones. I'd imagine with the new Deadpool movie, we're definitely gonna see more Hugh Jackman Wolverine figures coming from the Legends line.
In the back, you have the NECA Keaton Batman, which, despite the McFarlane releases, this is still one of my favorite ones. And that's sort of my live action display now. It used to be this whole big shelf and multiple shelves. Now it's just kind of condensed into one. Now right below it, this is my McFarlane Toys DC display shelf. This is kind of like the, you know, the other characters in the universe, apart from the Justice League members. We have Deadman there, the Alan Scott Green Lantern from the Collector Edition line, the Polarizing Collector Edition line. We got a couple of the stuff back there, Frankenstein and Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. And then we have the Titans right here, which, you know, this is one of my favorite waves from the line, not just this year alone, but the whole line entirely. Kind of flesh out a couple characters to complete a team, and that Beast Boy is one of my favorite collectible figures. Then we have Superboy right here, that I took the sunglasses, I think, from Bone Crusher? No, Bone Breaker wave, sorry, Bone Breaker's glasses. And then we have Supergirl. Then I picked up this this Green Arrow from Ross for like $6 just to put on the display. It looks pretty good. And then I kit bashed this Tim Drake Robin with the previous gold label one because I am not a fan of the stock head that came with this. And then I had some White Knight stuff representing, we got Azrael right there. And Azrael Batman from the Nightfall comics that my buddy Robbie Toys hooked me up with. And of course the OG Hellbat, which is still one of my favorite figures from the line from year one. So yeah, quite a variety of characters we've gotten in the line. So everyone that's always saying, oh, we just get Batman, that might be fair point, but we're getting slowly, you know, fleshing out some characters in the universe that we wanted to figure form. And right below them are the Rogue Gallery for the DC Universe, primarily Batman villains, if I'm being honest. We have the new Poison Ivy, that's easily one of the best female figures they've ever made, and movie figures, because the likeness to Uma Thurman is definitely there. And then we have the Solomon Grundy collector-build figure and the Atrocitus, which is one of their best ones. The old Lobo, because the new one's coming out, the Space Hog. And then, ignore Two-Face. I'm just having here the 66 version on the shelf till we actually get a McFarlane DC Multiverse version of it. And as you can see, prior, my original display had the 3 Jokers. I kind of sold them and kept the one that I want the most, which was, of course, the Comedian. And I have the Rebirth Joker right there, just for a classic definitive Joker, if you will. We have Batman Who Laughs from year 1 of the line, which is still one of my favorites. Oh yeah, we also have a DC Icons Black Adam back here, just until McFarlane releases his own version. For now, he'll just sit there along with Two-Face looking completely out of scale with the line. Now, if we move one down, this is kind of like a miscellaneous shelf from other brands. So you have the Bandai Game Dimensions Kazuya, because I was a huge fan of Tekken. We have the Jada Toys Street Fighter Ryu, the new one. We got a couple Spawns back here. So I should say this is primarily a Spawn shelf. You have the Todd Yaris right there. And then we have the NECA War Duke, which is one of my favorite figures this year. The sculpting on this thing is pretty amazing. Then we have Medieval Spawn, a couple other variations of Spawn back there. And we have the Redeemer. But you know, they might get me on the new version with the glow-in-the-dark, because the paint application on that looks way better than that one. All right, now we're gonna move over to my main sectional displays, which I've tried to use more like risers and flight stands. But the first one we're gonna go to is the X-Men The Animated Series display, because man, we've slowly been getting updates to older or existing figures that were in the style of the X-Men Animated Series, but weren't quite the exact ones, but pretty close to it. Like, I still have the old Rogue, and not say old like it was that long ago, but I have the retro-carded Rogue and Gambit just because I like this version better than the newer ones. We got Beast in his lab coat, and that Storm is actually the new X-Men 97 body, but I put the old head sculpt on there because I like that one better. We have the new Magneto. We got Apocalypse. We have the cel-shaded Mystique, which I got no other choice because I didn't want to pay resale value on the Walgreens exclusive version. And I'm sure at some point they're going to update Mystique. We have Jean and Psyche, and then Jubilee, and the new Wolverine, which is by far their best Wolverine yet. And Wolverine's still rocking the frame photo of Scott and Jean. And this homeboy's still chilling here, Jeffrey the Landshark. And moving right over, we have my Justice League display that's been upgraded significantly. Before, it used to be Wally West's Flash there, and we used to have the Action or the Detective Comics 1000 Batman blue variant, but now we have the Nightfall one, and and the Flashpoint Flash on the Blue Beater Booster Gold body, which is their best one yet. And, you know, the Action Comics 1000 Superman with the animated series fist I put on there. And I'm still waiting as of this moment. You know, by the time I post this, I'll probably would have gotten the new Wonder Woman in, but she's still in transit. So for now, I have the Jay Lee Wonder Woman right there chilling as part of a placeholder till the new one comes in. And going from the Justice League to the Avengers, here's my Avengers display. We have a couple of new people added to this. We have the new Hawkeye. I'm not sure. I think Ant-Man was already on my last video when I was doing a display. We have the White Vision from the Retro Card Wave and Scarlet Witch. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the new Vision just because I prefer this look, because this was the Vision used in one of my favorite comic book series ever, Infinity Gauntlet. And I know we're getting a new Wasp, but I will probably just keep these two for now. And Bruce Banner. I don't have Grey Hulk here just because he's in a tote somewhere, but I prefer this Hulk the best, in my opinion. But let me know what you all think. In terms of Cap, I know we have the 20th anniversary, but this Alex Ross 80th anniversary is still one of my favorites. And then moving right over, we have some more figures and some risers. We have, this is like basically the rest of the Marvel Universe. In a way, the street level characters, and I'll explain in a second. So we have a couple in the back. They're new additions like Blade, which I'm super hyped for the new Blade. We have the new Black Widow, and you're wondering why isn't she on the other display instead of the gray one? I prefer that look, honestly. Despite this figure being objectively better in all categories, that head sculpt in that gray version is my favorite one out of the two. We have the new Bucky cap right there on the Vulcan body, and we have the retro-carded Spider-Man leading the forefront, because honestly, I know Renew Your Vows and all these other versions of Spider-Man have come out. This one's still kind of, it's still sentimental to me. And we, of course, have the new Thor, well, new-ish, new head sculpt on there. But yeah, that's kind of like my Marvel Universe display for like street-level characters. And swinging to the other side, the reason why I say street-level is because this is more the cosmic display. We have the Diamond Select Watcher right there with Yondu that came out this year, and two other figures that came out. We have Clea and Moondragon. And then of course we have Captain Marvel leading the forefront. And the one Toy Biz, I think I might have another Toy Biz, I gotta double check. The one Toy Biz figure in my display is this Warbird Miss Marvel, because I don't think, unless I'm wrong, I don't think we're ever gonna get another version like this. I hope I'm wrong though. And moving on down from Marvel back to DC, we have the Black Adam movie display, which I don't think anybody else has a display like this, because I'm one of the few that actually like the movie. I thought it was fun. But I have Henry Cavill there. I have the custom soft goods that a very special friend of mine made. And then I just threw Ben Affleck's Batman there just because it's the only other live action figure I have on display. So I was like, let me just throw him in the Black Adam movie display. But yeah, not much has changed in this one. And then moving on over, we have the X-Men display, which for the most part has been the same except for Spiral, Dark Phoenix, and Cyclops and Emma Frost have been added. I put the Jason Wingard head sculpt on the Mobius body from Loki. And yeah, pretty much the same for the most part. Oh yeah, I finally opened the Storm. I remember getting this on clearance at Target like 3 years ago. For whatever reason, I never opened it, so I did open it up and put it on display, and she still looks badass despite some of her limitations and articulation. It's still nice to get this variation of Storm. And then moving all the way back to the top, we have the Bat Family display. Now I have the other variations of Robin, like the Dick Grayson one and Tim Drake, but they're on the other shelves. Robin, I think, might be in a tote, but I prefer to have just like one of each Bat Family member. So I have Tim Drake there as Red Robin. Red Robin, stupid. And then I have Batman Beyond. And this Duke Thomas is actually pretty underrated. It moves really well. And then, you know, we have other people in the Bat Family, Thomas Wayne, Jason Todd. But yeah, I'm trying to remember who else I should add to this. Probably Batwoman, but I don't want to get that 3-pack just to get one character. So I'm going to wait for an inevitable re-release, hopefully. And I might at some point switch out this Batman, but for now, the 3 Jokers Batman will sit on here. Okay, so this top display used to be my MCU display. So as you can see, I've downsized it significantly, and these are just chilling here just because I don't know, I can't fit Drax in the Cosmic display, and Joe Fixit can't fit on the Marvel Universe display. So these are just, you know, two brutes surveying the shelves. I'm super hyped that we finally got a classic Drax and a proper Joe Fixit, because I was never feeling the Gamerverse version, to be honest. But yeah, I think they look pretty tough standing there. And from one end all the way to the other, I wanted to save this one for last. We got my Tesla there, that special someone got me. And then of course, I think I'm one of the few that has McFarlane My Hero Academia figures. Got Baby Groot in the back. But we have Deku, not Todoroki, and Ochako, my Shinnen Heart. Kind of the last two figures to show off in my collection. So as you can see, my collection has downsized over the last couple months, especially the MCU stuff. As you can see, it's just the OG6 now and like some other characters. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be moving in a couple months. And once I get settled in, I'll try and do another collection tour to see what's been updated into the collection. But I also wanted to take a second just to say thank you to every single one of y'all that supported me over the last couple years, or whether you've been here since the beginning or new to the channel. Thanks for your support, y'all. It genuinely means a lot to me and doesn't go unnoticed. I know I haven't been as active this year as I was in prior years, but it means a lot that y'all are still here and still supporting the channel. But until then, y'all, have a good New Year's and take care.